It's like, y'all heard about the situation with the watches, right?
I'm about to bring that up with your shit, right?
Yeah.
All right, so look, they be saying that some THF niggas took your shit and then, or they took one of your homies' watches and shit, and that's why you kind of fell out with OTF.
I never fell out with OTF. You get what I'm saying? This was the situation. The situation was, we had an OTF chat, like where we all talking shit.
A group chat.
Where we pull up each other video shoots and all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hit the chat. I'm like, pull up to the video shoot. I'm in the rack. You feel me? Motherfucker, pull up to the video shoot. But like I'm telling you, it was niggas in this group chat outside of OTF, like these other different blocks. So 2 niggas from down there pulled up to the video shoot. I never had no problem with them, no bad vibes with them. So you know, they come to the video shoot, we kicking it. Video shoot over, I leave. I go to my hotel room. Mind you, I get off the liquor, I'm drunk as fuck now. You feel me? I'm in the hotel room, I go in the room, I fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? Every night I take my watches off before I take my chains off. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I always take my watches off and put it on the table because I be sleeping like this, or you know, I use my hands to sleep. You feel me? So I took my watches off, both of them, and put them on the front room table. You feel me? I wake up the next morning, bro, like 7 in the morning, bro. My shit gone, you hear me? Now I'm thinking back on last night. They came in the room and wake me up. Cause we was buying something from them too. You know what I'm saying? So bro, I get them the money for the shit while I'm kinda like sleep, you know what I'm saying? I get them the money and I fall back to sleep. I wake up, the shit gone from in the front room off the table. I'm flipping the whole room. Trying to see where everything at. Mind you, my cameraman was here and my homie was here.
Yeah.
You feel me? But them niggas was so slick. Bro them didn't even see them take it off the table. You get what I'm saying? Bro them probably thinking I still got my watches on or something. So now I'm calling these niggas. They merching on every dead homie in the book that they didn't take it, they didn't got it, they don't know what I'm talking about. I need to check my homies. They probably still, I said, bro, none of my homies wouldn't ever play with me, bro. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Ever. You know, so now these niggas telling Smirk them like, on woo, we ain't got a merchant on all they dead homies. You know what I'm saying? When you merch on your dead homies, you gotta be for real. Yeah. You can't lie.
Go too far. I'm asking you to stop me to go too far. Like everybody look at Zoo, and we even heard Dirt say that people look at him like he a chief out here or something like that. So why couldn't he just make it right if he's Zoo? You feel me? Like, what is just, I guess, other forces going on where it's like, it's just, it is what it is type of thing, you feel me?
What you mean? Why he can make it right?
Like, cause you said he attempted to make it right. He was righteous, but it seemed like he went left. That's what it seemed like on the outside looking in.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't really go too deep into the what I'm saying, but I'm saying I'm gonna give you a little piece of like, him trying was enough. I mean, it's like this, bro. This you understand, right? This is I'm gonna give you the real on what the real reason why ain't get took care of, right? Why bro was in the middle of handling the business, like getting my like this, like finna lay the lick down. Dude was on some, man, what's the hold up? Like, you feel me? And like, hey, bleed, like, this shit been already, it's been months already. Like, if now I'm involved, and niggas gonna honor me telling them, let me work this shit out, or fuck y'all. On Twitter, and niggas kept pushing it. Man, so it was what it was, like.
A man sits by a pool, relaxed, talking to a camera. And he explains the math of his own war in one sentence. 2 of his watches got stolen, and in return, 5 lives were taken. 2 watches, 5 lives. That is the exchange rate. Sit with that number for a second, because it is the whole story, not a decades-old blood feud handed down from grandfathers. Not a killing that demanded a killing that demanded a killing going back to the 1980s. This chapter of the Trigger Happy Family War started with jewelry, with watches taken off a rapper while he slept. And it ended with the most brutal, most public killing this entire 15-year war ever produced. A man shot down in front of his own daughter as they left a restaurant. Her school project left bloodstained in the street beside him. This is the newest chapter of the THF story. It happened in 2024, not 2011. And it is the clearest proof of something this war has been trying to tell us the whole time. That, by the end, the reason barely matters anymore. The machine just needs a spark. Any spark. Even 2 watches. This is the watch war. Let's start from the beginning. Where we are now. To understand this chapter, you have to understand where THF was by the 2020s. The trigger-happy family, out of Kenwood, 46th and Woodlawn, that affluent-looking near Southside neighborhood with a war running underneath it, had by now survived more than a decade of conflict. 15 years of trading bodies with Euro 51 Young Money and their allies. An entire generation had come up, made names, and in many cases died inside this war. And the neighborhood carried its dead the way it always had, by renaming itself around them. Zico World, Quint City, Gutter World. Block after block turned into a memorial for a fallen teenager. By the 2020s, the map of Kenwood was a map of grief. But the war did not wind down with age, it mutated. The old beefs never fully closed and new ones layered on top of them. And into that already loaded environment came a brand new conflict that had nothing to do with the original war at all. Not GDs versus Stones, not 051 versus 46. Something far smaller and in a way, far more damning. A dispute over stolen property.
You gonna do what other shot do a get it even? Trying to get their career off the ground or doing some like, you what else? Like for real though. What else? Then
No, for sure.
nigga can't even get nothing touched in his. That's all I'm gonna say. Nigga can't get a nose scratched in a rat. See what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't on that internet shit. All I'm gonna tell you, the time gonna tell everything. On twin, keep talking. Keep talking. Watch. On twin. Niggas pool gonna get smaller and smaller on my door. This keep getting smaller and smaller. On twin, they gonna be talking to themselves. Put up out of 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be with my rat. You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Damn, bro.
The theft. Here is how the newest war started. A rapper named Lil Zay Osama accused THF connected members of robbing him. The accusation was specific and humiliating, that they had stolen his watches while he was asleep. Not taken in a shootout, not won in a confrontation, taken off him while he slept. In the street, and especially in drill, that kind of humiliation cannot just sit there. Zay Osama swore revenge. He made it public. And the moment a grievance like that gets spoken out loud, in this world, it stops being about the property. The watches themselves become almost irrelevant. What matters now is the disrespect, and the demand that the disrespect be answered. This is the pattern the entire corpus has been screaming the whole time. A death becomes a name becomes a reason. And now, in the final chapter, we watch the same machine run on something even smaller than a death. A theft becomes an insult becomes a debt. And in this war, debts are paid in blood, no matter how small the original loan. 2 watches had just become a reason to kill. To understand the cost, you have to understand who paid the highest price. TP. TP was one of THF's original members, not a young shorty who came up in the drill era. A foundational name, someone who had been part of the family from early. He was also a rapper. He was the one who, years earlier, made the song Bus Stop about the killing of 051's Lil Mark, the rival hunted down and shot at a bus stop 3 days before his 20th birthday. TP had been a voice of this war, a documentarian of it in his own music, for years. He had survived a very long time in a war that did not let many original members grow old. He was, in that sense, like Bezu, one of the ones who made it through the deadliest years, a survivor. And in February 2024, TP did the most ordinary, most human thing imaginable. He took his daughter to a restaurant, not for himself, for her. She had a school project, and she needed to interview the owner of the restaurant for it, a father helping his kid with her homework. That is where he was, and that is what he was doing, when the war he had survived for over a decade finally found him. February 2024. As TP and his daughter walked out of that restaurant, a white Nissan pulled up. 2 gunmen opened fire. At least 25 shots. TP was killed right there, on the street, in front of his own daughter. Her school project, the reason they had gone there in the first place, was left in the street beside him, stained with his blood. Take everything this war has done over 15 years, and it is all concentrated in that single image. A father, a daughter, a homework assignment, and 25 rounds from a car. The most innocent errand a parent can run turned into the most public execution the war ever produced.
The wrong nigga, phone them took y'all. Phone them took y'all, not me. What the fuck?
I brung murder in, I brung
we told you, you don't got your shit, and if you want to dial for your shit, it's gonna get like that, boy. Y'all ain't nobody else.
Goofy ass niggas.
What you talking about, bro? Stop.
Hey, nigga, y'all ass still lying, nigga. That's your bitch ass up.
They still got more money than y'all.
Zay don't have no money. That's why he signed the OTF.
We been getting money.
There were two suspected threads behind it. The obvious one was 5-1, the old endless enemy, always the first assumption when a THF original goes down. But the other thread was the new one, the watch beef. Lil Zay Osama had sworn revenge over the stolen watches, and TP's killing landed right in the middle of that fresh grievance. To this day, the exact motive is argued, and that ambiguity is itself the point. By 2024, when a man was gunned down in this war, there were so many active reasons to kill him that you could not even be sure which one it was. TP's murder did not close anything. It opened the floodgates. What followed was a chain of retaliation killings, and the disturbing thing about it, the thing the source captures directly, is how openly people spoke about it afterward. This was not a war fought in shadows and denied. In the aftermath, people connected to it all but confessed online, bragged, explained the math out loud, like the man by the pool tallying watches against lives. That is the modern face of this war. It is not just fought with guns. It is narrated in real time on social media, where the retaliation is announced, the body count is bragged about, and the reason, 2 stolen watches, is stated as if it were a perfectly reasonable ledger. 5 lives, the man by the pool said, taken in return for 2 watches. Whether that exact tally is literal or a boast, the spirit of it is exactly true to how this chapter played out. A small, almost petty origin, multiplied through the machine of get back into a pile of bodies that dwarfs the thing that started it. The punishment had no relationship to the crime anymore. It never does, this deep into a war. Why the reasons stopped mattering. Step back and look at what this final chapter actually proves. The original THF war had reasons. Terrible reasons, but real ones. Zico was killed, so a hood was renamed and a debt was owed. Big A was killed, so her brother came for the people who did it. La Capone, Lil Mark, Raheem, every death in the early war was a link in a chain you could actually trace. Cause and effect. Blood for blood. But by 2024, watch what happened to the reasons. The spark was jewelry, watches taken off a sleeping man, and that was enough to feed the same machine that used to require a murder to get going. The war had been running for so long, at such a high temperature, that it no longer needed a real cause. It only needed a pretext. A theft would do. An insult online would do. The infrastructure of retaliation was so well built, so deeply grooved into these neighborhoods, that almost anything could set it in motion. That is the most frightening thing about a war that lasts 15 years. It stops being about the original conflict entirely. It becomes self-sustaining. The hate outlives its own reasons, and then it starts manufacturing new ones out of whatever is lying around, even a watch, the survivors and the fallen. There is one more thing this chapter forces you to see, and it is about who is left. Look at the 2 survivors this series has centered. Bezu, the enforcer who beat a murder charge as a teenager and outlived the deadliest years. And TP, the original member and rapper who documented this war in his own songs and lasted more than a decade inside it. 2 men who did the near impossible in this world. They got old in it. And then, in 2024, the war reached back and took TP anyway, in front of his daughter. over a beef that may have had nothing to do with anything he ever did. That is the lesson the watch war drives home. In a conflict this long and this hot, surviving is not the same as escaping. You can make it through the drill era. You can outlive the shooters your own age. You can become an old head, a legend, a name people respect on all sides. And the machine can still find you on an ordinary Tuesday, walking your kid out of a restaurant, and collect a debt you did not even know was yours to pay.
Gloves on, bitch, and I don't take my mask off. Fuck the law, go on and chase and scream out, fuck the task force. A nigga died with every foul we got, why would we post gun? And this dog died, we ain't seen them fucking post cuz. They know we be coming through that bitch so they don't post up. Crazy clan, all the bros do is rob and poke stuff. Don't mention us up in no fucking rap. When we lost, we got back. 5 hats, man, that's fucking cap. You know she get smacked, putting work in, this shit like X.
Nobody in this war is ever fully out. They are only not caught yet. Here is the full accounting. A little girl went to a restaurant with her father to interview the owner for a school project. She left that restaurant having watched her father get shot at least 25 times in the street, her homework lying next to him in his blood. That happened, not in a movie, in Chicago, in 2024, at the tail end of a war that started before she was born. And the thing that supposedly set this chapter in motion was 2 watches. Think about what that actually means. Not as drill content, not as a scoreboard, not as a boast by a pool, as a fact about human beings. A war that began decades ago over territory and nation and inherited grievance had degraded by the end into something that could be triggered by jewelry, and could still, over jewelry, produce a dead father in front of his daughter and a chain of retaliation killings that people bragged about online. That is what 15 years of unbroken war does. It does not just kill people. It corrodes the very idea that death should require a reason. Early in this story, a killing demanded a get-back because someone was loved and someone had to pay. By the end, a killing needed nothing but a pretext, and the reason offered, watches, was almost an insult to everyone who had died for something they believed actually mattered. The man by the pool said it like a balanced equation. 2 watches, 5 lives. But there is no equation. There is only a little girl who will carry that street, that restaurant, that school project for the rest of her life. And a neighborhood that renamed itself after its dead so many times it forgot what the fighting was ever supposed to be for. The source that told this whole story ended it with 2 words. They are the only honest way to end this one too. Pray for peace. We the mob, drop your verdict in the comments. When a war gets so old it will kill a father over 2 watches, is there any reason left inside it worth defending? Or is the only sane response to walk away from the whole thing entirely? Because how you answer that tells you everything about what you believe these streets can still be saved from. Hit the like button, subscribe, and check the next documentary on your screen.